everyone, Jen Holt here at Inspired by Purpose to bring you your pose of the day. So today's pose is called Anjaliasana or Anjaliasana High Lunge Pose. This pose is very similar to yesterday's pose, so we're building strength and flexibility in many of the same areas, strengthening through the feet, the ankles, the legs, the glutes, the core, even the arms and shoulders as we lift the arms up overhead. The biggest difference with this position is that we add a little bit of balance because we're going to be lifting a heel up, so balancing on the back toes. So that means we're also adding a good stretch to the foot, which makes it great for anyone who has plantar fasciitis and also those who are very active runners. So we'll come to the top of our mat to get started. Make sure ankles, hips, and shoulders are aligned, bringing your gaze onto that one fixed point in front of you. Arms could be out like wings on your hips or at your heart or anywhere else that you would like them to be today. So we're going to take awareness to that right foot and we're going to take that step back. Remembering how far you step back is going to determine how hard you work. Now you'll notice that this pose is again very similar to that Warrior One pose that we worked on yesterday. Front knee is stacked over the ankles, shoulders and hips are aligned. You might bring your hands down to your hips and just see if you can even them out a little bit, drawing left hip back and right hip forward so they'll be stacked under the shoulders. The biggest difference is that back foot. You'll notice as I stepped back, I came high up onto the toes, so the heel is lifted. You might think about pushing back through the heel just to lengthen the leg a little bit more, and then push down through the ball of the foot to stand a little bit taller. So you'll feel that foot really stretching here. And as we only have the ball of the foot down, the toes down, we're getting a little bit of balance in here. If you're feeling a little bit wobbly, then you'll want to keep your gaze on one fixed point, and that's going to help with that. Another thing to watch for here is that sway back. Often once we step the foot back, then the hips will kind of tilt back, and that can make the lower back a little bit cranky. You might feel a little compression there if you're really pushing the tail back. So think about lengthening the tailbone down and lifting up through the top of the head, and that should alleviate that. Again, hands can be on the hips, great place to be to help support balance and even out those hips. You can also try bringing arms out like wings, hands at the heart, or you can float arms up overhead. Just make sure if you bring the arms up overhead that the shoulders aren't also bunching up to the ears. Think about reaching through the fingers, but softening shoulders down so they're not bunching up. Gazing on that one fixed point that's not moving will help with your balance. So take several breaths here, then you'll step on out and try the other side. And know that one side is going to be probably a lot or a little bit different from the other. So just putting in that same amount of effort so one day you can find balance. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments. We hope to see you here in center or online very soon. Thanks so much for joining today.